Leaving the tax office right now. We have some stuff to talk about today. Welcome back to my videos. We're gonna go over something. I'm sure you can tell by the title what we're gonna go over. Gotta get my oil changed. I'm currently at a AMS oil dealer in Texas. Pretty awesome. We actually have one. Guy and girl doing it at the house. So anything that you need, oil filters, any type of weighted oil you need, they sell. Again, if you're gonna modify your car, make sure that you put in AMS oil. Don't use that Mobil one, that red line stuff. Use AMS oil, pay the money. So, gotta get an oil change. Just waiting for it to come back. Pretty cool. And as far as filters, you're gonna ask, I use Wix. The only filter I use is Wix oil filters. Again, you're gonna have a performance car, you either use the best products. Okay, I'm home now. I'm gonna show you what I bought. Coming soon. This is a serpentine belt right here. Need to change out my serpentine belt. It has been changed out since I bought the car, so might as well go ahead and get that done right now. And then you guys saw me at the AMS oil dealer. Here's AMS oil right here. The AMS oil I put in my car. Now the oil weight and stuff that you use is going to be different for everybody's car, depending upon your setup, etc. Just make sure you use quality oil, like I said previously. And then here is the filter that I use again. Wix. Here's a number for all you guys that want to know high performance quality filter for our Civics. Pick up one of these from O'Reilly's. Now, of course, Amazon, you have to find a dealer in your particular town. Okay, so that's what I picked up. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this video. We're going to talk about modding in general, as far as what to expect after you mod your car. Not after you put an exhaust on or intake. When you go a little bit further, putting in a cam or a turbocharger or a supercharger, or even you go catless. We're going to talk about something that's pretty much a pain in the ass and something that I had to handle today. So let's go outside where the car is. Okay, get to the point of this video. You have to ask yourself, is modifying your car worth it? Don't forget, make sure you pick up a little bottle of Gugon, and you'll see why. You should have a bottle in your car. I didn't have any, had to buy some after I went and got the registration done. But basically what I'm getting at is this right here. This right here could be the bane of your existence if you're into modifying your cars, or you decide to take your car to that next level as far as, vehicle registration. Because obviously once you start doing engine modifications to your car, there's certain codes in the ECU you have to turn off so you don't turn your car into limp mode, which will cause you to fail inspection no matter what. Now, I mean, I haven't seen, but I've heard of some programs that you could buy that could bypass some of these codes, but the system that they use, especially here in Texas, I mean, you can only, everything has to ready up and you can only have one failed. Therein lies the problem. So I want to go into something like that, some numbers for you guys, as well as to state that, again, is it worth it to modify your car? I mean, of course, yes. If you're a car enthusiast and not you want to do track racing, or you want to do drag racing or car shows, etc., then of course. But again, you have to keep in mind this will be the bane of your existence unless you do what you gotta do. You gotta have that hookup. But if you don't have access to such a thing, you're gonna have to really sit down and think about it. Should I supercharge or turbocharge my car? Because in less than a year's time, you're gonna have to come up for that inspection, and you're not gonna pass it. So again, I implore everybody to make sure that they got that situation taken care of before they even dive into cracking open the block, etc. Again, this is if you put forced induction on your car, or remove your cat, you should be able to pass inspection easy with an exhaust or intake. Even if you remove the cat, again, Texas is pretty strict. Not as strict as California, but pretty strict. So I want to go into something right here, right now. Now you see that right now I have a 2,995. What that is that is the entry level turbo kit. Right now it's on sale. I recommend TurboKits.com. They got turbo kits for almost any car. I know some of you guys do own Hondas, and some of you guys own other cars. So if you're looking for a turbo kit for your car, definitely give these guys a shout out. They most likely have a turbo kit for your car, but right now it's on sale. This is just one of many turbo kits you can buy for the R18. You see right now it's $2,995. That explains why I had that in the calculator, and it goes into all the stuff that it includes. Good thing that it does include is it does include a Honda Flash Pro with a base map. I personally wouldn't use the base map that comes with this because, again, every car is completely different. That's a generic map. I wouldn't run it. You got Honda for a reason. Good thing is Honda is $695 by itself, just to let you guys know. It's good that they're offering it right now with the particular kit. So the reason why, again, let me focus. The reason why I have that up is just want to show you guys what you guys are actually getting into. Most people think you can just slap a turbo kit on your car or a supercharger kit, and there you go. There's a lot that goes into it besides buying the kit. First things first, that $2,995 is the base kit with the basic turbo that comes with it. It's a Jonah bearing turbo. I'm not going to go into the whole bar bearing versus Jonah bearing argument. You can look it up. But I'd recommend you get a bar bearing turbo. They do have, for this particular kit, 2 upgrades that they offer. Plus $200 for a bar bearing T25 and plus $400 for the T28 option. I have the T28 option bar bearing. It's worth it to go bar bearing. Again, you could do your homework and research on it. As long as you run the restrictor on the Jonah bearing turbo, you should be okay. Should be, quote unquote. But I'm coming from the evil world and learned all about Jonah bearing turbos, and I don't trust them. But let's say, for the sake of argument, you decide, okay, I'm just gonna go all out. So again, it's $400. What's $400 more dollars? Just save your money. I'm gonna go ahead and add that $400. So plus $400, so I can just get the top of the line kit. So right now we're at $3,395. Okay, that's just for the kit. That's the kit sitting in your house, looking good in the box. Now, majority of us can do work on our cars, but when it comes to engine extensive modifications like that, we'll just pay somebody to do it. Here's where my numbers will vary a little bit. I'm just going to kind of use generic numbers right around from what I was quoted everywhere, from the highest to the lowest. So to install a turbo kit, I was quoted starting at $700 up to $1,900. Okay, and that depends on some of these kits are supposedly made to fit on your car, but some slight modifications needed. Keep that in mind with turbo kits in general that are made for cars. Not all of them are direct bolt-ons. So we'll split the difference. We'll use $1,200 for this case. Alright, the $1,200 just to install the turbo kit. That's just to install the turbo kit by itself. Alright, let's add that up. Let's hit equal. Hold on. Do that again. 2,995 plus the 400 equals that. I'm gonna go plus 1,200. There we go. So that's where we're at right now. Alright, so that's the turbo kit installed. Now obviously, if you do your homework, if you're going this route, turbocharging and supercharging, the car has to breathe, otherwise you're not going to make any power. So you need to get an exhaust system, period, point blank. You get some type of exhaust system so all those gases can escape the car. As well as, since you're down there, you might as well get a downpipe. Since all that has to come off, especially when you're installing a turbo kit, the downpipe's got to come off anyways. Might as well get you a downpipe. If you don't custom make one, there are 2 downpipes that are made for our cars. We have the Weapon R downpipe as well as the Megan Racing downpipe. I have the Megan Racing downpipe. It's a nice price. Last time I looked, it was about $150. So we're gonna add $150. And there you go. And then a full exhaust. Actual full exhaust system could cost anywhere from $300 up to $1,500. I've even seen more, like example Tomei, stuff like that. Straight from Japan exhaust. And you don't have to go crazy with this. I do have a Grady exhaust. It's a very expensive Grady exhaust. A lot of people swear by the 4-race just because it's 3 inches. Again, I'm not going to get into the whole 3-inch versus 2.5 debate. As far as making power, again, the point of this is just, hey, I just want to turbocharge my car. I want to get a lot faster. I can worry about peak numbers later. So, again, I've seen CX Racing exhaust for $300. I've seen 4-race exhaust for like $600. So let's say $600 if you're going to just get the 4-race exhaust plus $600. All right. So now we got the downpipe, we got the full exhaust. Now again, let's just say that the $1,200 that I added in was just strictly for the turbo kit. So add another $200 just to install the downpipe and the exhaust system. Alright, so now we got a turbo kit on, we got a full-fledged exhaust with obviously with the catch removed. There we go, right? Well, you still gotta tune the car, obviously. Tuning is very important. Without tuning, you're not going to generate or make any power. Again, there are people that run around untuned. I would not recommend it because you might be the unlucky one that blows your motor because you think you can run your car with boost or nitrous or whatever untuned, or you think, oh, this base map is good enough. Remember, it's a base map. It's a generic map. It's not specific to where you live. You can't go up north, get a tune up north, and then come down to Texas and drive your car around like it's going to be fine. You know, so again, that's why we have tuners. You need to get your car tuned. Now, another thing that goes along before we add in the tuning is you need to be able to monitor this stuff. You need gauges. I've seen people running, boost with no gauges. Is it safe? Is it not safe? I mean, you be the judge. A good thing about Honda is we do have a company called Excel Performance that makes a lot of gauge pods and etc. for our cars. So you get a nice clean install. There's multiple ways you can go on this. You can buy post-spec gauges. You can buy AEM gauges. I mean, Boost Logic gauges. There's so many companies that make gauges. I like to use AEM because they're known and they make a gauge for pretty much any situation, anything that you want to monitor. You can get the Honda Civic 5th SI or R18 gauge cluster plus wideband and a boost gauge from Excel for $500. So we're gonna add that in. All right, so we're already sitting at $6,000. So now we got gauges. All right, awesome. We gotta wire those gauges. Again, if you're not the wiring specialist and you're not punching holes or welding, which most of us won't, you got to pay for installation. As far as installation of a wideband, you do have to weld a bung into the downpipe. I was quoted $130 to do that, and the boost gauge is a simple wire. It's not too difficult. So we'll just say $130 to wire both gauges up. So we're gonna add $130 to wire that. So now we got everything wired up, right? So next thing you should be asking, if you've been doing your research or homework on supercharger and turbocharger in your car, is well, the difference between the superchargers is it's going to be pulley based. So obviously your pulley size is going to determine how much boost you can run. With a turbo, you need a boost controller, either a manual boost controller or electronic boost controller. This is where prices will vary. You can spend up to $400 on an electronic one, or you can get you a nice manual one like a Hardtech or a Grinspeed like I had. The Grinspeed one is great, holds boost just fine. They do have an option to where you can add electronic into it. Again, I don't need all that fancy stuff inside my engine bay, inside my car. So I'm cool with the manual one. That only cost me $100. You can get it in multiple colors. So we're gonna go ahead and add $100 plus 100. So now we got a boost controller, so we can turn the boost up and down for your tuning session. Because again, as your tuner's tuning the car, he's gonna turn up the boost, and to add more PSI, which adds more power to see exactly what your block can handle. So now we got gauges, we got a complete turbo kit, full exhaust, we can monitor everything. Now we got boost controller, so we can turn up and down. Now again, this is your basic setup. This has nothing to do with adding intake or a spacer or any of those extra stuff. We're just trying to get you up and running, and as you go along, I'm trying to show you guys how much it's really going to cost you to go down this route. And again, prices will vary depending upon if you buy used parts or new parts, etc. Okay, so you can save a couple hundred here or there by buying, for example, like a used exhaust or something. I wouldn't buy a used turbo, that's just me, but obviously people do that. So very next thing. So what's next? We got the gauges. We got the turbo kit. We got to get tuned. This is where it's gonna vary again. Tuning can go from anywhere from $350 all the way up to $650. And you're gonna do a street tune, and you can do a dyno tune. Word of caution: I would never do a street tune because one is completely unsafe. Yeah, I mean, I understand where you live has a lot to depend upon. If you don't have a dyno where you live, you have to do what you got to do. But if you want to get true readings, and you want to actually tune your car properly, it needs to be on the dyno, not the street. It doesn't matter if you use a dyno jet or or if you use a Mustang dyno. But just remember that Mustang dynos in general are stingy dynos. But if you want your true numbers, your true power, you go on the Mustang. If you want gaudy numbers, then you go on the Dynojet. Um, so we're gonna assume that you're gonna do it right, obviously, because you want to tune your car right. Because the last thing you want to do is spend all this money and then blow your motor. So I'm gonna take how much I paid for my session. So 600 to fully tune it. So plus focus 600. There we go. Now you're fully tuned. Be tuned for your climate, for your particular state on the dyno, nice and safe. You can pull all your numbers, make sure that monitor everything, make sure AFRs are good, IGTs are straight, etc. So these are bringing us to the account. So $6,875. Okay, that doesn't include anything else. Upgrading the brakes, brake pads, BBK kits, or steel brake lines, intake manifolds, throttle body spacers. Not including any of that stuff. Okay, that's just what you need on your car. In this particular example, R18, to have it boosted running. Now again, this price will vary depending upon if you got the hookup on the installation or if you buy used parts. Again, certain parts I wouldn't recommend buying used, and as well as you could build your own turbo kit if you have the knowledge to do that. You know what parts are required to build a turbo kit. You can build them from scratch and buy your parts. There are Facebook groups that will help you guys out as far as you just want to build your kit from scratch, buy your own turbo, your lines, etc., injectors, clips. You can do that as well and save some money. But honestly, for $2,995, I mean, unless you're beating that by a lot, like a lot, it may be worth it just to buy a kit that's already put together, has everything you need. You just gotta strap it on. But again, nothing wrong with building your own kit. I've seen several people with R18s that have done their own kits just fine. So I show you this to show you that you pay all this money, $6,800 if you're lucky, to boost your car and everything, and you cannot pass inspection because you got to turn off too many things in the ECU so your car doesn't go into limp mode. Alright, you ask, is it worth it? I would say it's worth it if you know somebody. I would do your research and your homework before you go this route of going forced induction, to make sure that you have a way to pass inspection. Because again, there's no way around it. Your car is going to have to be inspected every single year. And it is a headache. It definitely could be a headache, and it could be a nightmare to put all this money into your car, and then you're not going to demod your car and go backwards to pass inspection just to put it all back on, unless you're doing your own work, which is kind of crazy. So you guys need to make sure that you have, everything straight, your bearings straight before you decide to mod your car in general. I would say, is it worth it to mod your car? Yeah, I mean, that's personal preference. It's fun. Going to car shows is awesome. Meeting new people is awesome. Seeing other builds is awesome. It's different when you just do exterior mods and interior mods. We're talking about actually going into the motor to improve performance. This is what can cause you the headache of this inspection. So bear that in mind, guys. Modding is fun. I would tell anybody, hey, yeah, mod your car. Definitely mod your car. But make sure that, like I said, you do your homework and your research before you go down to cracking open the block or doing anything to the block or the cats, before you spend all this money and you're $6,800 in the hole and you're trying to figure out what I'm going to do now. Another thing I want to show you guys is also, you see that $6,800, that's not, by any means, that's not a, hey, let's just drop $6,800 into my car, It's a lot of money, guys. I mean, some people could be using that money for other things. And again, we're not even talking about other installations of other things. There's tons of things you can do with these cars, which is awesome. We're just talking about what we talked about in this video: a turbo kit, a downpipe, exhaust system, gauges, boost controller, tuning. Cost that much. I mean, obviously the price will vary, but you gotta think about it. Do I really want to spend $7,000 right now? That's what they say when you buy a turbo kit for any car. How you take the price of the turbo kit and you double it. That that is true unless you're getting stuff for free or dirt cheap or a crazy hookup, and doing all your work yourself. Um, can cost a lot of money. So you gotta think about that, guys, before you get down this road. And I get a lot of questions asking about this particular topic. Not necessarily the registration, just because I had to get the registration done. I just see at the beginning of this video, but just in general. So just want you guys to keep in mind what you're getting yourself into. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You guys, any questions about anything in general, you just need help. I get a lot of questions asking for help, where to get parts, where to get this. I'm here to help, guys. Just drop me a message, and I'll respond to you. I'll respond to all the comments. I appreciate the love, guys. I also forgot to say thank you, guys. We actually passed 500 subscribers. That's great. That's wonderful. We're actually deeper into it. Hopefully, we can get to 1,000. It'd be awesome to get to 1,000 by December. That'd be great. But we'll see, guys. I'll continue to make good content. Next up, we have, actually, we're going to go ahead and do that oil change that you saw. Put the Amazon oil in there, as well as change the serpentine belt. So look out for that. And then, barring no problems, this coming weekend, we're going to go ahead and install this mess, get the mess installed. So we'll get the mess installed, get all that hooked up, and might do the clutch next and the cam, then tune. We'll see. But mess is definitely going on this coming weekend. But look out for that serpentine and stuff. For you guys that need to change your serpentine belt, I already did a video on the oil change, but we'll briefly touch on it tomorrow. Again, guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Any questions, just ask. And I hope to see you guys at the next car show. The next car show we have is I think it's called the Great American Bash. Hopefully some of you other Honda guys can come out, not necessarily Honda guys, but anybody with a modified car in general. Hope you guys can come out to the Great American Bash. It's in December, and we can meet up and link up there. Next time, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.